Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to another session on the Hectare by Hectare TV. I'm your girl, Blessing Yogo, and I'm here with an amazing guest that I'll get to introduce to you all later, well, very, very soon. I know that this is like your favorite channel where we bring you transformative, innovative, and dynamic information, content that could just change your whole life. And today I'm so excited because as much as I see this guest almost every time, today is just different. To have a one-on-one with him and to expose you guys to what we're doing together is just truly out of this world. So today we have with you none other than the chairman of ADCL and of course the visionary behind the Hectare by Hectare program. Come on, I know that where you guys are, you're already giving us a loud applause. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, this is the best time to subscribe, like, and start sharing, because what you're about to hear today, like I said before, will transform your life. Sir, so good to have you in the person of Mr. Chijioke Orji. It's so good to have you here, sir.
Thank you.
Yes. If you have been going through our channel, I'm sure you'd have heard a lot about him. He's a lawyer with over 3 decades of experience in real estate. Let me put it that way. Anything that has to do with real estate, basically. He's a publisher, he writes. He's a writer, he's an editor. And of course, he's a people's person. He has a heart for humanity, for the people. And so if you've gone through our program, you know that there's a scheme called Adasomi volunteering scheme that has to do with young African adults and how they can engage and change the world at large with their talents and what they actually have. But today we'll be talking about something much more interesting, something different. This is where real estate meets food. And we'll be talking about the food court, Revacom Food Court, basically. So you can see, well, Revamp, we have our scheme Revamp, and of course, our Hectare by Hectare program. So without much ado, let's dive in. Sir, what is the Revacom Food Court all about? What inspired, the creation of this particular scheme under the Hectare by Hectare program, and of course, Revamp as well?
Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody watching. First of all, I would like to let us know the reason behind the Hectare by Hectare program and Revamp. These two programs were basically set up with the mission of solving the unemployment problem and the major core objective to give everybody, especially young people, access to participating in agriculture, agribusiness, and real estate. So we have de-risked agriculture and real estate. It's been a long journey. As you know, I've been introduced as a lawyer, and law is an instrument for development of society. I've used my legal knowledge to profile solutions that will enable everybody to participate. Now, talking about the Revacom Food Court. This is one of the schemes, Revacom Food Court scheme. Adasomi and Revacom Food Court scheme is one of the schemes under the Hectare by Hectare program. It's a convergence of real estate and agriculture and agribusiness. So what we have done is to develop a scheme that will deepen the offtake of food from the farms that are connected to us, the farmers that are connected to the program. Because the biggest challenge for some of you who may not know is not really farming. It is the market, the offtake of food that is produced. A lot of losses occur when farmers, produce food, especially those in the rural areas. So this is a solution to that problem.
So when you say losses, are you referring to the process of farming or where the end?
The harvest.
Okay, the harvest.
After harvesting. Because people go to farm without organizing how it will be sold.
Okay.
So a lot of losses occur. These things get spoiled.
They don't get value.
They don't get value.
For the investment.
So what we have done, this is a way of stimulating the organized offtake of food.
Beautiful.
So as we set up these food courts, we intend to set up so many across the country and across Africa. So what it does is that it creates opportunities for those who are farming to now have organized offtake of food. So first of all, we give them fair pricing for what they are farming. Because, the middlemen are the people who go to meet some of these rural farmers.
Exactly.
And price them,
some negotiation.
Yeah,
the
prices are not fair.
Yes.
So we've set up a system that gives them fair pricing. And so, as we are building the real estate, so this becomes a place where all that food will be consumed. And one other thing we have done is to also use it to give opportunity to the food vendors who cannot afford, real estate. There are so many food vendors all over the place. The people you call mama put.
Yes.
They cook very well, but they cannot afford to pay rent in places that are organized, that people would like to go and be comfortable and eat their food. So we're giving them opportunities of having access to these places. We'll give them kitchens free.
Really?
Yes.
Did you hear that?
Yes.
For all of you listening, did you hear this?
So operate freely.
Wow.
They don't need to pay no upfront payment of rent.
So what the criteria to choose? Because there are like tons of food vendors everywhere.
Yeah, you must know how to cook very, very well. Because you must have your skills, cooking skills. We test you, and if you're good, then you'll be given a kitchen
just like that
is equipped to operate from.
Interesting.
So one other thing is that everything that will be cooked in that kitchen will come from these farms that are connected to us.
Yes. Okay.
So that way you have guaranteed offtake.
And the food will be cheaper.
It will be very, very cheap.
There's
quality control because we now determine what the farming practices that bring out that food. We know where it's coming from. If somebody is processing oil, palm oil, we know the person that is processing it. There is traceability. And, it's not like you walk into the market. You don't know what they use in, cooking,
so
preparing your quality control, traceability.
Wow.
And what is interesting, so again, this food court also creates opportunity for Africans to get involved in real estate and own fractional interest. You see, if you want to do a restaurant, for instance, it's going to cost you so much money to lease the place, or if you're buying the property.
Even to furnish the equipment.
To furnish it and all that. Yeah. Now, we're giving you an opportunity. We are creating cooperatives to now own. One cooperative can own a food court, which means that with your 1 million, with your 2 million, you can be a part owner of a food court.
Wow, this is amazing.
So that way, you are making money. So it's real estate. You're making money from both real estate and agriculture. Because the way it is configured is that every plate of food sold there, the owners of the real estate who finance the place will make 15% of all what the stakeholders, are supposed to. 15%.
Can we have some simulation of what
So basically, when we come up with the EOP, that is the production cost of a plate of food, let's say is 1,500, because we will determine it with the vendor, the raw materials, yes. Okay. So the vendor, that 1,500, already knows what is in it for every plate of food sold. So whatever is on top of it, assuming we're selling a plate of food at 2,500, it means the margin is 1,000.
Okay, 1,000.
Yeah. So the cost of production is 1.5, and you're selling the food at 2.5. It means the margin is 1,000.
Okay.
So whoever is the people who own the real estate will make 150 naira for every plate of food sold of the 1,000 because it's 15%.
Wow.
Now, 45% will go to running the place. Those who work there, the operational costs. Yes. So there are other fees that go to the stakeholders. There are several stakeholders that are involved.
Well, 15% looks really good.
Of course.
That's amazing. If you multiply it.
If you think of a food court that can generate 1,000 plates in a day, which is very easy if you have 5 vendors. Definitely. I mean, you're looking at 150,000 a day. So when you look at it in 7 days, that's if you look at 150,000 in 30 days. Look at it in 7 days. 150,000. My mathematics is
that's over $1 million, like $1,050,000.
Yeah, so when you look at it in a month, that's the revenue and net income.
In just 7 days, that's over $1 million. And
if you multiply it by, if you say 30 days,
that's
look
over
at 30
4
days.
million.
Yeah, 4.something million.
Yes,
4.5 million.
Yes.
4.5 million in 30 days.
And
so that is what those who invested in funding the food court, that's what they get every 30 days. And what we have done is that we're using the banking system. So we have the banks that collect the money for everybody.
Yes, so how do you see that is transparency? Because they're looking at the numbers. Imagine if you have 200 people that come together to form the company or to own this real estate. How do you manage all those little working parts? The flow of money, what goes to the vendor, what goes to the investor, and the like. Okay,
so that's where the work has been done. We'll have our guidelines and policies. We'll have the software, the application that drives each food court. The application works out everybody's money back end. So what the banks do is just to pay. At the end of the vendors get their money every 1 week.
So the banks have a schedule?
They have a schedule of all the people who own the food court. All the people, whatever they have invested. So when you get the figures, it's because it's very easy to allocate to everybody. So when you walk into a food court, the vendors have their codes. So you can buy several things from different vendors.
So there are different vendors, different kitchens are like
different 5 kitchens, for instance, doing different things. Because we try to eliminate competition. So this vendor 1 will ask you to sell Yoruba food. Vendor 2, Igbo food. Another vendor, just like that. The other vendor, finger food. Yes. So there is no competition.
Wow. So like a hub, everybody will just do something for everybody, basically.
So what we bring is the management. These are independent vendors.
Yes, I want you to ask what's your interest as ADCL and Revacom.
We earn fees for managing the whole system. Just fees, little fees. But don't forget that our intention is to enable these places that will now generate so much employment and so much wealth for everybody.
To meet your vision.
So that's basically what it is.
Wow. This is so amazing. So how can we participate? How can I participate?
Okay, so every other person, the investors are called value partners.
Okay.
So right now, we have just started a food court in Futo, Federal University of Technology in Owerri.
Currently, ongoing.
As it's running right, now.
So this isn't theory, everybody. This is happening.
Yes, now. The food court has a bakery. It has an ice cream place. It has, of course, all sorts of other facilities. We'll have a mini mart, all that. The whole idea is to engage a place that is a hub for the students. We've not started the farm to home, shop. We're going to have the farm to home shop.
We have vegetables or what?
Yes, we're going to sell meat there, fish, chicken, vegetables. These things will be produced inside the university. And the staff of the university and the students, in collaboration with agric faculty will benefit from it.
Wow.
You know, that's the whole idea. So you're producing in the compound, and so the food will be very, very cheap and affordable for the students. And this is what we intend to do all over.
I wanted to ask, what if I know somebody or have some link with a university and all of that? All I just need to do is just plug in as well? Or
yes. So, so we are throwing it open. You know, this thing is a system that we have developed. If you look at it, you can liken what we are to an agriculture and agribusiness, superhighway. You know, just like you have your Uber and Bolt connecting everybody.
Or the internet.
You see, or the internet. Yeah. You know, you plug in, everybody plugs in at some point. You see, the problem of agriculture and agribusiness is that there's no system. Everybody is doing his own thing. So we have tried to build a system that onboards everybody, an ecosystem that plugs in everybody in an organized manner. That's what we have developed.
This must
is an economic, revolution. That's what it is.
I just want to say this is a lot of work. But you can't imagine how communications has been, oil and gas. So for you to try to put this together in the agri space, it's so applaudable.
It's taken me 6.5 years of intellection, developing all the agreements that manage the relationships. So it's a lot of work. And that's where the legal framework is where the work has been done. And that is why all along we have tried to do some proof of concept. We have tried, and we have learned. We are not a farming company, but we are aggregators. We are bringing everybody together. The communities that own the land, the farmers that will do the farming, the youths that will participate, the technical vendors, partners, the vendors, the processors, everybody. Yes, it's together. So, that's basically, it's just a system. We are managing the back end for everybody,
Wow, this has been an amazing time. I've learned so much. Sir, I must commend you. Thank you for not stopping. Because I'm sure that there are challenges along the way, but you have been dogged. And we can see the results. So currently, like you said, the food court is up and running. If you want this running in your community, where you are, not just in Nigeria, let me put it that way, you can reach us on 08022680636. That's 08022680636. Or you can drop a message on the comment section, like I said before. Subscribe to this. So what is the vision for expansion when it comes to the Revacom Food Court all over Africa? What are you looking at in the next 5 years? What do you hope to see when it comes to the food court?
Well, the way it's organized, first of all, the whole program is running on a franchise model. Okay. Every state of the country will have a franchise company. In fact, we have even gone ahead to incorporate franchise companies for certain states.
Oh.
Yes. So now every state will have a franchise company. Every community in the state will also have a franchise cooperative. So,
wow. So it's like community-based.
It's community-based. It's bottom top.
Oh, beautiful.
So if we're going to any country in Africa, it also has a national franchise company. Like if we're going to Tanzania now, so we have a promoters who take it to Tanzania. So in Tanzania, you now have the different states of Tanzania taking a soft franchise. Then in the communities that make up the states, you now have, franchise cooperative for the communities.
Wow, this is comforting. Like they literally own it. So it's yours, basically.
So all they do is to leverage what we have developed to operate these things in their different locations and get everybody involved. So what we have created is a governance system for agriculture and agribusiness. So anybody can take it to their own community. We give you the guidelines, you follow it, because in most communities, people are just doing agriculture and agribusiness, but there's no system. There's no system. So it's a system that we have developed. And, using the banking system as well to now cement most of the relationships, So that's...
Thank you so much, sir. It has been an amazing time talking about the Revacom Food Court scheme. Like I said before, if you want to participate, just drop a message on the comment section. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. I still remain your host, Blessing Yogu, and like I said before, here with me, Mr. Chijoke Oji. Thank you.
Thank you.
To get involved or to express interest, you can send a message via WhatsApp to 08022680636. That's 08022680636. Or you can drop a comment on the comment section. Thank you.